Hello and welcome back to another lesson in the art of travel photography. Today we have a great lesson continuing our editing. We're going to talk about editing landscapes, and landscapes are some photos where you can have a lot of fun editing them, in particular because usually there's not people or architecture or things in the way that can get a little wonky when you really boost some of these levels that we've been playing with. And so let me show you basically what I do when I edit my landscape photos. So first I'm going to crop my landscapes to a more landscape aspect ratio, something a little bit more panoramic, maybe something like 2:1 ratio is always nice compared to the standard photograph. So basically what I did is I cut a little bit of the sky off, cut a little bit of the ground off, so that the horizon is in the middle, and even I can add some more sky. That might look a little bit better with the cows and this green right at the bottom. Still can see a lot of the clouds and sky above though. Play with exposure. Just make sure that the exposure and the white balance is right. It looks perfect in this one. And the main thing you're going to be playing with is contrast and clarity and sharpness. And vibrance and saturation for landscape. So I'm going to boost my contrast a lot to make sure that all the colors are really punching a lot. As you can see here up in the histogram, we have a range of colors. We have some darks, we have some mids, but we don't have any highlights. So we're going to boost our highlights. I'm just going to go straight down to the tone curve to do that. So as you can see, when I boost my highlights up here, the histogram shows that some of our parts of our image are lighter colors. A little bit more contrast down below. Maybe boost our mids a little bit so that this green and the dark green of the hills don't get too dark. Get a nice little S curve going. Vibrance I'm going to boost something like 50, and maybe back off saturation just a little bit. Technique I like to do. With clarity, I like to boost a little bit higher than typical, so I'm going to boost this up to like 25, something like that, even 30. That looks good. And it's already looking really nice. One thing that you can do is to make your sky really punch is go to luminance with the HSL color black and white. Go to luminance, get your color picker right here, click the blue, and then drop the blue so that it really creates a dramatic sky. You don't want to go too dark. This might be too dark, but something a little bit darker than normal. That'll make it a little bit more dramatic, which is always nice. Sharpening, I'm going to raise up to 50. Raise the radius to 1.5. Detail up to 50 as well, and that looks pretty nice. This is a good looking landscape photo already. Vignette I'm not going to use for this one. And then let's just see what it looks like when we see the side-by-side version. So that's before and after. You can really see that the colors on the right really punch. And let me just show you I'll reset it. So that's before. That's after. Might even want to warm it up a bit. Something like this. Looks pretty nice. Even make it black and white if you want. That would be kind of cool too. But I like it with the colors. So let's go ahead with one more landscape to show you how I work. So here is the tall volcano in Tagaytay, Philippines. So first I'm going to crop it. I'm going to do something like a 3:1 ratio. Really crop a lot of this out. I'm going to actually try to crop out some of this grass at the bottom. It's nice, but and I kept it in my other version, but it is just going to be silhouetted, so I'm just going to crop it down here, something like this. Then we have it poking up from the bottom, so I don't know if that's a good idea. I think it's probably better to leave it in there so that people know what it is, so you don't see just a few reeds popping up. So we have to white balance this. I don't think this is correct, so I'm just going to pick some of the whites in the cloud. That might be a little bit too blue, so I'm just going to back off a little bit, but that looks a lot better. Exposure, I'm just going to boost a little bit up there. We'll play with the exposure with the tone curve. Contrast, I'm really going to boost like we did in the last image. Make it a little bit warmer. And then, excuse me, clarity, I'll boost up to like 25. Vibrance, boost up again, 50. Saturation, I'll back down a little bit. And with the tone curve, I'm going to add some contrast. And notice when you add contrast, you really are adding some saturation as well. The colors get more saturated. So that's looking nice. I like how contrasty it is. The only problem is that the volcano itself is looking a little bit too dark. So I'm going to take these shadows and boost the shadows a bit. So that doesn't get rid of the contrast from the rest of the image, from the sky and the highlights and the whites, but it does bring up the shadows and it takes away a little bit of the contrast, but not too much. So then I'm going to go down. We'll try dropping the luminance of the sky just a tad, make it a little bit more dramatic. Actually may increase the luminance of these greens. It looks like it's just picking up some blues, so I'm just going to go over to this green over here, bring it up, and increase the saturation a bit of some different colors if you want. Really, it's all, you know, playing around with it. Actually, dropping down the saturation of this aqua kind of separates the sky from the island because it has this little bluish tint to it, and it bleeds into the sky, but dropping that down kind of helps. Alright, sharpening, I'm going to boost up to 50, radius 1.5, and detail will go up to 50 as well. And that's looking really, really nice. I really like the way that this landscape has turned out. There's lots of blues, and that's really the dominant color. So if you don't like that, you can try to warm it up with this, with the color temperature. Or what you can do is leave it as white balance as possible, but then with the saturation, actually go ahead and bring down the blues. So you have something a little bit more, interesting. Something like that might be cool. Even just taking out all the blues, you just have the greens left and the yellows, but bring it down a little bit makes it nice. As you can see, if you want super saturation, you can do that too. So let's look at the before and after. Click done. So you have top and bottom, side by side. You can really tell right there like the difference in the landscape. So it's really all about playing with contrast, saturation, color temperature. It's a really nice photo. Here's the original, and here's the final product. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this lesson in editing landscapes. I sure did. Thank you for watching, and until next time, have a great day.